Terrible thing just happened in Anambra State on the 3rd of February. These children were left alone by their parents who are registered nurse. In other words, the parents, they work in different places. However, it was said that the mother left for an exam on that fateful day. On her arrival by 5 p.m., according to the father, she met her door wide open. She was surprised because it was unlike the children to leave the door open. She wondered there could be a problem. Where has these children gone to, according to her? She said she went inside the house, first went to go and check where she dropped food for them to eat, and the food was still there, untouched. She was shocked. Probably they have gone to play with other children, but they don't leave the door open, according to her. So she decided to search around her neighborhood. That very compound, they have 2 medical students living in that compound. So she moved over to the medical students' rooms to ask them, please, did you see my children? They said no. She also called her friends who are around, who the children might probably go to visit, if they have seen any clue of the children or people selling around the vicinity. Nobody has seen those children that particular day. They said they have not come in contact with those children. So she remembered that the elderly child always go to the church. They are Catholics. So, and the younger one also go for catechism. She immediately ran to the church to know if the children are there. When she got there, it was said she met the Reverend Father. When she met the Reverend Father, he said, I've not seen your children. As at 8 p.m., these children were nowhere to be found. This woman had to call her husband, who is in Edo State. He was not in the same state with her, and told her husband what is going on. Now, her husband said after the call, he decided to call his relatives to tell them what is going on. Eventually, on the wife coming back from the church with the priest, she met a lot of people moving into her house and coming out because of what is going on. She asked them, what exactly is going on? I have been looking for my child, but nobody responded to her. Rather, the medical student who is in the compound asked her, do your children play in strange places? That question was strange to her. She said, I don't understand your question. My children play around the compound, and a whole lot of children come around here to visit my children. So I don't understand what you mean if they play in strange places. The priest immediately captured what the guy is trying to say. He was trying to tell her that something is wrong, but do not know how to pass the message. So the priest asked her to excuse them. So the medical student explained everything to the priest. It was said that this family are living in 2 rooms apartments in that compound, while the medical students share 1-room apartment each. So when the priest heard this, they had to put themselves together and start talking to the woman, and they even stopped her from going to see what is going on in her room. Eventually, when she was asked, she said that on that said day, her children were in good shape. However, it was not a school day, so she gave them food, make sure they took their bath, and told them to stay at home until it's time to go to church. So she left for her exams that day. Eventually, when she returned around 5 p.m., she noticed that her door was wide open, and it was as if that somebody was searching for something. So she felt the children must have played and left the door open, but it was unlike them to do like that. Immediately, she went straight to the kitchen to find out what is going on. Did they eat their food? What happened? She found their food same place, as if somebody forcefully took them out of where they are eating, because they saw crumbs of food on the floor. She was wondering what is going on. Eventually, she searched the whole room, searched the kitchen, and everywhere. The children were nowhere to be found. Before she started making calls and going around the neighborhood to make sure that she meets these children. such a thing has happened, because we have heard cases of people who are familiar with these children coming to harm them. It is not possible, in my own thoughts, that a stranger from somewhere will just walk in and kill those children and put them in that fridge. Because when the father was asked, how did you see the position of these children, he said that they were sitting down. One was sitting down side by side, and the other one was a bit lying down, as if they were forcefully put inside that freezer. One may wonder, if they were actually playing, how come that sitting position? Now, the said fridge, they said, has not been used for a while because of power outage. So that fridge is not even cold, or probably shocked them. And there was no seat around there, like a stool, where we can say that these children climbed on top of the stool to enter the fridge. It then means that somebody, an adult, or probably two people, have done this terrible thing. Now, the unbearable pain on this family is something not to be measured. In the words of the father, he said it is terrible for him to even lose a child, not to talk of 3 children at the same time. They said the said woman could not even control her tears. She wanted, although it is said that the police is still investigating. But let's take a look at this incident. Nobody around that vicinity agreed to have seen these children playing around that place. Nobody also have cited these children, except for a sales girl who said that she saw these children with a young man. And with the way she saw the children, it seems like the children knew this young man, because they ran to him in order to greet him. However, they moved to the direction of their house, so she immediately turned her attention off it, because it was nothing suspicious. The children were not asking for help, neither were they running helter-skelter. So it was not something she could think of that, okay, danger is coming. So immediately she forgot about it. Now, who could this be? Nobody saw the trace of when this young man was either leaving the house or probably entering the house with the children. Okay, now one thing I've come to understand is sometimes these children are vulnerable to the people that they know, because if it's a stranger, probably they would have asked or shouted for help, or probably resisted. And I want to understand that these children are 3, not just 3, they are a bit teenagers. Okay, so it is not easy for one person to bundle these 3 children into that fridge. It then means that with the help of 1, 2, 3 people, this terrible thing must have happened. Now, parents ought to be very careful, because a whole lot of incidents on children has been occurring this year 2025. It's just February, and we have recorded some cases of children and all manner of killings and all manner of sexual abuse. So it is important that as parents, you need to pay attention to who stays with your children. Although you see in Nigeria here, there are no CCTV cameras, there is no way that we can trace this thing as easy as possible. Although, as at the time of this report, police investigating, they are trying to know what is surrounding the death of these children. Were they killed before they were forcefully put inside that fridge? Now, another strange thing there is there were no bruises around their body, but blood was coming out from their noses, according to the father. And one will wonder, is it poison, or were they strangled? Even if they were strangled, what could make blood come out from their noses? It is something strange that the police is yet to unravel. However, when there is an update on this particular issue, I will let you know. It's Crime Lab Loretta. Thanks for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit the share button so that this can get to other audience to be careful of how we leave our young ones at home. See you next in our next video.